Hey guys, Lysandra Everett here, the Home Biz Tax Lady. I help home business owners win the tax game by helping you keep more of the money you earn and pay less to Uncle Sam in taxes. I'm also an internet marketer. I show you how to use this internet to build your business. But today I want to talk about virtual assistants and really talk about tax compliance as related to virtual assistants for my home business owners. Okay, home business owners use VAs a lot to leverage the VA skills to increase your productivity and leverage your time. But there are some things you need to have in place in order to be really compliant with the IRS in the United States, so that you can really be ironclad in the event of an audit. So if you are hiring a virtual assistant that is operating in the United States, that lives in the United States, operating in the United States, you need to, number one, have a W-9. If this is an independent contractor, so an individual that you're working with directly as an independent contractor, number one, you need to have a W-9. Okay, that's the first thing. And number two, if you pay that independent contractor over $600 within a year, you must issue them a 1099 by January 31st of the following year. You must issue them a 1099 and one gets sent to the IRS. And by not issuing a 1099, you can get yourself in a world of trouble. So the next thing that you need to have is you need to have some sort of document or some sort of contract that states the relationship that you all have, that Party A, you are the business owner, Party B is the independent contractor or virtual assistant, and that you have a business owner independent contractor relationship, that the independent contractor, the virtual assistant, is not your employee. It is important to have that established, because if by some chance that there is some misunderstanding and this VA says, okay, well, I thought I was an employee, then the IRS is going to be coming to you saying, where's employment taxes and all of this stuff. So you really need to have it in writing that establishes the relationship between you and that VA. And the last thing you need to really have is a record of their time to show how you're paying them. Okay, so if you're paying them by the hour, then you need to have a record of how much time they work for you per week. You need to have this documented. So if in the event of an audit, you can have this file for your VA that says, hey, here's a W-9, here's a 1099 that I issued, these are the hours, et cetera, et cetera. So you have documented this entire process, and you can defend yourself in the event of an audit. Because on the flip side is the lack of that kind of documentation would allow the IRS to disallow that expense, and then you might have to pay some money back. Okay. Now, if you have a VA that's outside of the United States, perhaps in the Philippines, Australia, India, or something like that, then you really need to connect with me, because there are still some other forms that you need. And it's not just paying somebody through PayPal. Okay. Now, if you are working with an agency, then you don't have to worry about this. Okay. Because that agency is more than likely a corporation. Okay. And this is something important to know. So if you're working through an agency that is probably an agency, you don't have to issue them a 1099. But if you're dealing with an independent contractor, then yeah, issuing a 1099 is a requirement. I have something in my eye that was driving me bananas. Okay. So that is, so the takeaways from this: if you are working with an independent contractor who is your virtual assistant, you need to have a W-9. You need to issue them a 1099 if you pay them $600 or more, and that needs to be done by January 31st of the following year. You need to have something in writing that establishes the relationship of business owner independent contractor, to make sure that clarifies that this is not an employer-employee relationship. And you need to have documented time and work performance as to what they've done for you. Okay, so yeah, so that's it for me, you guys. Listen, if you also want to learn how to run a profitable online business, there is a link in the description box. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you can continue to get great information like this. And if you have a VA that's working somewhere overseas, connect with me in my Tax Players Club, and we'll talk about what you need to substantiate your expenses with your overseas VA, and it's not just a PayPal statement. All right. So thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye.